Steph Curry. So the Warriors were without Steph Curry. I believe it was his hand, right? Or wrist or something.
Yeah. Some sort of
Yeah.
hand wrist.
So he missed an extended period of time. They ended up with the second pick. He's back. They got Wiseman. Now Clay's out, but they have Kelly Oubre, Wiggins, Juan Toscano Anderson, Wiseman, and Steph Curry's playing really well. Do you think he should be in the conversation or at least up there with the others?
I do think he should be in the conversation. I think it's super impressive how he's willing these Warriors to these big wins, and I also think his field goal percentages too at like just 2 point percentage 56, 3% for like 40% still. And each team that plays the Warriors knows he's the best player, and they have to stop him. And most people can't. So I think he definitely deserves it because of his scoring. I just don't know if I would put him over an Embiid, over a Bron because of the defensive side of the ball. Well, what are your thoughts on Steph in the conversation?
Yeah. So there's been a few games this year that I've been lucky enough to see, and he's just gone ballistic. There's those games where like it just every time he gets the ball deep, you're just worried if you're the other team that he's gonna pull it from like 30 feet out, and he does, and then he starts hitting one after another, and it's just like, dude, you got to be kidding me! Like he's just running off screens, off ball, and dominating that way. And I was actually happy to see this happen. I think we've talked about it, but we thought he was going to do really good this year, coming back and being able to take maybe more shots than he has in the past. And he has been really dominant. The seed is probably the biggest issue for his case right now. So they're I believe they're the eighth seed. I think they're the eighth seed right now, eighth or ninth, or in that range. So
No, they're eighth.
they are eighth. Okay, so right now their seed is fringe playoffs. That really hurts his case. I think that hurts his case more than anything else. But yeah, he has been phenomenal. Do you think his defense will be enough to say he's not MVP, considering some of the guys up there, like Embiid particularly? His defense is a big positive for them.
I think the defense definitely is an aspect, but I think it's more to your point about the seeding, where you said Russell Westbrook was one of the few exceptions to winning the
Mm-hmm.
on a lower seed team, but he was averaging a triple double. And as much as Steph can light it up on the offensive side, I think he's averaging around 6 assists, not really in the triple double range. And I just think because of how many other greats we have in this conversation, that I don't think he's going to amount to the MVP. And I think not even more so as defense, but it's more so the seeding is what I would say.
Interesting. Do you think that if, let's say, over the next half of the season, he starts averaging like 32, 33, and their team catapults up to the fourth seed, and it's mainly because of him, let's say fourth or third seed, do you think he would be the favorite or be in a lot better position to where you could argue him more? Or do you think it's too little too late and, too much of the season's gone by?
I think that's totally a viable option. No, I think if he was leading in scoring and he catapulted the Warriors up to beating contender teams and getting to a high seed in the East, I think he's right there in the actual conversation. Whereas now he's in the conversation, but I just don't think he's going to get it done. But if that happens, if he was leading the league in scoring and the Warriors were even top 5 in the West, I think he would be a way more solidified in the conversation.
Yeah. And I did want to say, too, his stats, I know stats are not everything, but they are somewhat indicative of stuff. But his 2016 and his stats now are pretty similar when you consider how great his 2016 season was. Now, they're not having the same success, obviously. But I think that is kind of something crazy that Steph Curry can be playing somewhat, not as good, but similarly to his 2016 season and just not even be in the top 3 or not even at the top, really. But
I would say, too, that off that point, that is just a statement to how good the league is right now.
Yeah.
I truly believe that there's never been a more talented NBA league than right now. And I think you could just, off the MVP consideration alone, I think all these guys have a very valid case, which is why we're discussing. But it is just truly a great time to be an NBA fan.
Mm-hmm. And we're not even going to talk about, Giannis or Luka. And they're two guys who preseason, you'd have up there